We are live with a man named Charlie, an artist. Artist in the sense that he makes art. His chosen art today is music. Music comes to the emotions first and to the mind second. Charlie, you have referred to art or the arts thus far as the negative space of stress. What do you mean?
So it's crazy with this whole time. I've spent a lot more time indoors in the last 2 months, I think, with everyone than in the previous probably year, 6, 5, I don't know. And it's interesting with all of this time, it seems that that's all we have, is we have lots of time right now. And there's a lot of stress. And it's interesting because I think of everything that I do in my work is some kind of creative process and some type of art, whether it's I have a career in digital media or it's playing shows. And it's interesting, when I'm working a lot, I always feel like I'm making a lot of art. And in this time where we have so much time, I'm finding that I wasn't making nearly as much art as I thought I was. And it's interesting. I think that something that someone once told me was that art comes to you when you need it. And it's interesting. It's like the change of perspective when, you're having a hard day and then all of a sudden you find yourself doing something creative and you're like, oh man, I didn't know I needed to do that. Or like, hey, you made a really creative dinner or something like that can be art too. It's an expression. And in this time, I found that with the higher level of stress that there is on the planet with everyone, whether it's job, whether it's, someone sick, or whether it's just time, or whether it's conspiracy, or how long is this real, all this stuff, all the questions that we have, I find that for me, at least, the only answer that I have to that on the other side is creating art. And so that's, I think about, like, it's funny, the idea of like Netflix and chill. It's like we're looking at someone else's art. We're watching someone's production. We're watching a cast and crew's expression of art. And that seems like the most surface level. That's pretty common. But I wonder how much more art we're consuming right now because of the fact that we have time. So that's what I mean by it's the negative space of stress. Like when there's more stress and that kind of goes up, there needs to be more art and creativity to balance it out.
When stress goes up, there needs to be more art and creativity to balance it out. I couldn't agree more. Now, if anyone's been in a tough situation for longer than they want to be there, and they don't know what to do, they don't know how to get out, they often find these really cool ways to create. These cool patterns to inhabit. I remember once I was in a sweat lodge. There's no way out. It's very hot. Didn't know what to do. I started moving, dancing, if you will. Someone handed me a shaker. I shook the thing. Before you know it, I was having fun in there. It's filling in the negative space of stress, letting that stress maybe do its thing. So we advocate for a lot of creation at the Center for the Arts at Kayenta here in beautiful Ivins, in beautiful Utah. It's a land almost created. We see it as, how could this happen by accident? A lot of us see it that way, and whether we believe in a God or maybe just art, maybe there was some stress that made Ivans happen, made the world happen, made the beautiful world happen. Well, we explore these concepts and more. We're going to let Charlie architect. Is that a verb?
Sure.
We're going to let him do his art, which...
Chris, that's the basis of art. Anything can be anything, right? We can make up words. We can do whatever we want.
Beautifully said. I'll let you make it up because we have talked up the technology that you use, the proficiency with which you use it. What are you going to do for us first?
So actually first, I'm going to do a little bit of looping, but we're going to do some softer stuff first, and then we're going to get a little louder and a little more energetic as we go on. But this first song is something that I wrote last summer, and I actually didn't start playing it till these quarantine shows that I do. I do a quarantine show weekly, and it's a piece of poetry that I wrote for a meditation that I led for actually some clients for some photo work, as weird as it is. And it's kind of this grounding meditation that I do before I take portraits, which is kind of strange to think about. But the basis of it is it's an invitation. And I started singing it for these shows because I think if you look at, like, what's the universal truth of all this quarantine and all this stuff? It's just time, right? We talked about that. We went over that already. But more than anything, it's a disrupting a pattern. You know, everybody has our patterns that we're doing one way, and for better or for worse, that's what we do. And when we stop doing them, whether we have control over it or we don't have control of it, generally more so when we don't have control over it, it reveals all of the patterns that we have. And I think the biggest question that's come up for me is, what do we want to come back to? You know, what do we want to do beyond like the super obviously normal things and real things? Like, yeah, I'd love to go play music outside in front of a live audience and not have to do a quarantine show. I'd love to be able to, you know, hug my friends that I haven't seen in, you know, at a few months at this point. But the invitation is, how can you be more authentic on the other side of this than you were going in? And I was talking to someone at the very beginning of the quarantine, and you know, we were kind of thinking about all the things. And the one thing that we could figure out was that, like, the quarantine's going to end at some point, whether it's a month, whether it's 2 months, whether it's, you know, crazy long time or whatever. Like, all of this stuff is going to end, but the way that we treat each other and the way that we treat ourselves is going to determine what the other side looks like. So yeah, this song is kind of came to me from a different space, but it came back into my life to sing as an invitation to people who listen to be their authentic selves and drop into who they are and choose to be seen. So if you would, with me, close your eyes and drop into this meditation with me. So this song is called Show Me. Show me all the light that you know. Show me all the dark that you hide. Show me what you seek, what you grow. No words, no voices, just eyes. I'm not interested in what you think I want to see. I'm not interested in who they tell you you can be. I'm not interested in all the masks you choose to wear. I'm interested in what you hide in there. So show me all that made you who you are. Show me what's at the center of your star. Show me all that hot, hot heat. Let me hold it for a moment in a smile in your cheeks. I'm not interested in all the judgments that they bring. I'm not interested in the parts that no longer sing. I'm very interested in everything else that remains. Still not perfect, ever striving, and very, very changed. So show me the dark and light walk hand in hand. Show me what's at the balance in your plan. Show me the wholeness of your dreams. Choose truth, stand in light, and choose to be seen.
and choose to be seen, 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 and choose to be seen.
Cool. So hopefully that, if anyone's still with me, that should open us up for the next hour or so of music. So this song is called Muse, and this is one of the only ones that I'll play that won't really use the looping pedal that much. This is a song that goes out to anyone that's ever hurt someone.
Oh, there's smoke, well it fills my head, and this madness drags me to your bed. I want to tell you what I see so clear, but when I try, well it disappears. And I know I'm not enough right now, and that's a tall drink to swallow. And no matter what we both want, dear, I can't be who I'll be tomorrow. And so I'm stuck here watching you as you feel the weather change. And you say, honey, I don't know this place, so the cups have rearranged. The truth is hanging somewhere between my head, my heart, and my home. And I am struggling to let it out, to let it out, to let it out, to let it out. Words, they're stuck in my throat, and it burns, your eyes start to flow. I know that what I've done goes beyond your pain, and it's something inside me I have to face. But when I try, well, it remains. And I know I'm not enough right now, and it's a tall drink to swallow. And no matter what we both want, dear, I can't be who I'll be tomorrow. And so I'm stuck here watching you as the bed supports your frame. And I hear, lover, what did you do? It's echoing through my brain. The truth is hanging somewhere between my head, my heart, and my home. And I am struggling to let it out, to let it out, to let it out, a tall drink to swallow. And no matter what we both want, dear, I can't be who I'll be tomorrow. And so I'm stuck here watching you as the bed supports your frame. And I hear, lover, what did you do? It's echoing through my brain. The truth is hanging somewhere between my head, my heart, and my mouth. And I am struggling to let it out, to let it out. Just let it out. Just spit it out. Thank you guys so much.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Chris. So that song, I want to clarify something. Usually I go into a longer spiel before I sing it, but I'll say it after. That's kind of a retrospective piece to some ways that I've hurt some people over the last, looking back like 10 years or so now. But the reason it's called Muse is I kind of got obsessed with this idea for a while that like we as a culture, everyone, like pop culture looks at like, oh man, like I want to be that person's muse. I want to be the muse of this piece of art. I want to be the muse of this. And kind of like that idea of like stress begets art and like this negative space piece. Like the muse is generally the thing that gets crushed. And everybody wants to be this muse for something, but there's a real give and take, I think, in art, specifically in my life of just like consuming things and people. And so that
Now, you're married, aren't you?
Anyone that's been in that position before, going through that, and you can make different decisions, different choices.
Charlie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're married, aren't you?
Yeah, I got married in August last year.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thanks. Yeah, my wife's yelling outside. I've got the PA set up outside, so it's playing out the window to the grass out there.
Oh, well, hello. Now, has your wife been a muse for you?
I think in a way she's been a muse for a few songs. There have been some things, but I think that's the thing that I'm getting is like I try to. It's hard for me to write in that space because a lot of music for me comes from pain, and oftentimes, I guess retrospectively looking at like difficulties that I've had telling the truth in the past. And so she hasn't been a muse in that way, but she gets all of the goodness after I've done a lot of work on myself and worked in a lot of therapeutic programs and companies.
I bet that you're the muse.
I'm the muse now?
I bet that you're the muse.
Well, we'll have to ask her.
All right, well, in the name of science, we will. One day.
One day.
Leaving it to you now, Charlie.
Thanks, Chris. So this next song, this is a song that was written by a buddy of mine that I met at an open mic in Honolulu, Hawaii. Gosh, this was maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago, maybe 12 years ago at this point. But anyway, this song is a song that he didn't release on any album, but I reached out to him because it's just this incredible jam that he used to play. And so this song's called Chase Your Wake.
hop aboard a train. And as I pass Jamaica Station, I hear someone call out your name. Sound of an orphan child dying of thirst, praying for your love to return like rain does unto this dry earth. And oh, now where can you be? I have been chasing your wake across the land and across the sea, and I shall do whatever it takes. Oh no, now what can I do? This temporary taste of you on my tongue, it renders all other earthly bliss numb, and only your call could make me come. You are the only one. Did not come here to bow down to no system. Well, no, I did not come here to become no slave. And if I take it my way to sleep, will I wake in time to pay attention to the details all day long on this production line? Oh, now where can you be? I have been chasing your wake across the land and across the sea, and I shall do whatever it takes. Oh no, now what can I do? This temporary taste of you on my tongue, it renders all other earthly bliss numb. Only your call could make me come. You are the only one. Dream by the sea, you when I'm finally free for a day, and all through distance and fear disappear. All we can do is play. In sorrow and bliss they have been my companions. On this sun-shining quest I roam, and while I'm looking for you, I'll call this migration my home. Oh, now where can you be? I have been chasing your wake across the land and across the sea, and I shall do whatever it takes. Oh no, now what can I do? This temporary taste of you on my tongue, it renders all other earthly bliss numb, and only your call could make me come. You are the only one. Oh, now where can you be? Chasing your way across the land and across the sea, and I shall do whatever it takes. Oh no, now what can I do? This temporary taste of you on my tongue, it renders all other earthly bliss numb, and only your call could make me come. You are the only one. You are the only one. You are the only one. That was Chase Your Wake by a guy named Root Hub. So that's Roothub. It's out of San Francisco.
Thank you, Charlie.
Cool. This next song that I'm gonna play, I was gonna save this one a little later, but I want to get some energy into me. I feel pretty tired today. Cool. This is one of the first songs I started playing at open mics way back in the day. This is a cover that has evolved over the years in many different ways. So hope you like it.
reds in my eyes to get by security lines to your x-ray machine. Pretend you don't know me so well, I won't tell if you lie. Huh. Drain the veins in my head, clear out the reds in my eyes to get by security lines to your x-ray machine. Pretend you don't know me so well, I won't tell if you lie. Crying cause your chart's been brought up, drinking cause you're looking so good in your Starbucks cup. I complain for the company that I keep, the windows for sleeping. I'm nobody who's laughing now, leaving your town again. And I'm over the ground that you've been spinning, and I'm up in the air. So baby, hell yeah. Oh honey, I can see your eyes from here. If the plane goes down, well damn. Well I remember where the love was found. If the plane goes down, damn. I was under your touch and now I need you so much. I cannot wait to call you and tell you that I landed somewhere and hand you a square of this airport. and walk you through the maze of the map that you're gazing at. Gracefully innate, feel guilty for the love and the look that you gave me. You make me somebody, well, not even knows me, not even me can see it yet. I bet I'm leaving your town, getting low, and I'm off the ground that you've been spinning, and I'm up in the air. So baby, hell yeah. Oh honey, I can see your house from here. If the plane goes down, well damn, well I remember the love was found. If the plane goes down, well damn, you get me high. I'm so high-minded, you get me high. I'm so tear me open and suppose that you can crawl right through me. Take these teeth, please, and undress me from your sweater's better, because I'm leaving upward bound now. Ooh, baby, open my eyes on your clouds. See, I'm stumbling towards you, falling through the world that I could do, don't mean to harm you. I'm leaving your town, getting low, and I'm off the ground that you've been spinning, and I'm up in the air. Say, baby, hell yeah. Oh, honey, I can see your house from here. If the plane goes down, well, damn, well, I remember the love was found. If the plane goes down, well, damn, you get me out. I'm so
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kayenta Live, and this is Charlie Kessner, otherwise known as Charlie. Charlie would like to be called Charlie.
Yeah, it's simple.
It is.
Yeah. So that was Plane by Jason Mraz.
So, Charlie, I think we all love you. Our viewership keeps increasing in number. No one's
Awesome.
making any comments, which makes me think you did call in the meditation. We
Good.
are with you in silence.
Good.
And I'd like to get to know you.
Cool.
Just one, maybe
Ask
two
away.
things.
Yeah.
So you have dedicated this amount of time and energy and orderliness and industriousness to this setup. Tell us about everything that's surrounding you and how long it took you to acquire it,
Oh,
and
man.
why it matters to you this much to share it with us.
Too much time and too much money is the answer to that question. Like, all
Isn't it
keywords.
always?
I feel
But,
well,
but
no, it's pretty organic though. So I grew up playing this particular acoustic guitar. I've had this guitar since 2003, and I played acoustic guitar, and that's like what I did. I went to school and I studied music. I wasn't really good enough, I think, or at least at that point in time, I didn't call myself good enough to do any type of like a performance major. So I took the composition route, and I wrote a bunch of music. But that's kind of like the start for me for everything, and I've looked at everything, obviously, from classic rock, classical music, romantic, all the way up to I studied writing like post World War II atonal music, and was really into that for a long time. But for whatever reason, I always came back to pop music, and I don't know why that is. I think when I think of at the bare bones of it, all music has a place, so I can listen to the most like overplayed pop songs that are the same progressions, over and over again, and I just shift over to lyrics, and sometimes the lyrics are shit, and sometimes it's just like, cool, maybe this is a cool groove. So I guess that's kind of getting beyond the point, but I have a love for all music, and I think that it all has a place. How I got into looping was I was actually in a pretty rough spot in 2011, and I went home to Hawaii, and I started, like, I was just in a really funk with my family and my dad, and a whole bunch of weird stuff was going on. And a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on with you, but like, hey, just come out and like listen to this one artist. Just come out and like we'll go and have a drink and like just hang out there." And he took me to a show for, at that point in time, someone who was not really known outside of Hawaii, but an artist named Mike Love, not from the Beach Boys, who I also love, but Mike Love is a looping reggae artist out of Hawaii, and he's since grown in popularity. But there's something about what he did and the essences of his songs and everything that he put into four chords. And reggae music is so simple because it's oftentimes one or two chords, but you can say so much. Like Three Little Birds is by Bob Marley is, I think, like 32 words. It's so much in this. So he was able to create these amazing soundscapes in this really small package, and I was just obsessed with him and the healing that his music brought to me. And deep down, I was like, oh man, I think I can do that. I don't know if I can do it as good, and I don't think I can do it as good yet, but I think that I can do it. So fast forward a couple years of that, and that's just been in the kind of the bottom of my brain. And I actually moved out to southern Utah, and I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And so I bought, not this looping pedal, but I bought this really tiny rig. A lot of my I guess my story is probably I should have bought the good thing first, but I just like kept making incrementally larger purchases, which
I
cost
can
more money
relate.
over time.
I can relate as a musician. That's funny.
So I had never played electric guitar before, and I bought an electric guitar at vintage pawn shop, but it used to be called something different. I can't remember. Maybe it was vintage back then. And I bought this looping pedal that was a 2-track looper, and it also had like 100 really crappy effects in it. And that was the first time I was playing with like an electric guitar and like playing with different sounds and like really looking into all the things that I've heard other people do. Like growing up, I just never played electric guitar. I never had money to get an electric guitar, so I did this. And then in the process, at a certain point in my story, I kind of put the looper away. I wrote a bunch of music for it, and I put it away so that I could play with a band. And I played with a group called Fire Roots out of Hurricane for a number of years.
Fire Roots.
Fire Roots, yeah.
The name of the band is FIYAHROOTZ. Fire Roots.
And that was an amazing, amazing fun ride. And I bought an electric guitar, and it seemed like effects would be the next step. So I went and I did the same thing again. I didn't do much research. I just bought a whole bunch of really cheap Behringer pedals just to sample like the sounds. And each, like a Behringer pedal is like $20 to $30, whereas like a good stomp box pedal, it's like well made and has like higher fidelity, might be $100 or something, or $200 or $300. So basically I just bought all these pedals, and I just kind of like sampled through, like, okay, I want something like that. Oh, I definitely don't need this. And then I sold a bunch of them off. And then in the end, I put together a rig that was higher fidelity of all the effects that I liked, that I knew I was going to use for the reggae band. And then when the reggae band kind of disbanded, I ended up, I had purchased this Boss RC 300 unit, and I hadn't really done anything with it. And honestly, the reality, Chris, of why I do all of this stuff this way is logistically, it's much simpler.
Yeah.
I find that when I was playing with Fire Roots, it was amazing, and I was also giving up like 20 or 30 hours a week to drive out to Hurricane and practice. And we would play like 3 or 4 times a week, and that's how we got super tight. And once I finished that, I realized, well, I don't really have enough time to do any of this with other people right now, but maybe I can just do this myself. And so I busted out this thing, and I just slowly started to put in hours and hours and write music for it. And it's a very long-winded answer to that question.
No, but we seriously appreciate your dedication.
Appreciate the question. You got any others for me?
I'm going to wind the clock back to when you said, I think this was about 6 minutes ago, I think you said post-World War II atonal music. Mm-hmm. What is that?
So post-World War II is anything it's kind of just a timestamp of...
Right.
Like pre-World War II, there was a bunch of stuff going on in Europe. In post-World War II, there's kind of a moving away from atonality. So it's even more. And atonality is oh man, how do I explain this to? It's the music that doesn't sound like music to a lot of people. It's not sticking to traditional Western harmony. It's not sticking to counterpoint. It's anything. And the thing that really got me about it is it really turns music on its head, because it becomes a look at art music and how can something be an art. So you'd have these crazy scores that they're almost like maps, because they're making up their own basically symbols. So a lot of scores will have it's a staff and it's written for everything, but it might have a legend that has their own markings that they're creating to like make this whole thing. And it's really big in Europe and especially Italy. And I was actually living there in 2011. It was an amazing time where I had someone who I knew nothing of it at that point, but they kind of just held my hand and like dragged me through the mud of it. And eventually it gets really cool, because anything, it's a great example of anything can be anything.
So we've got
It's really
these
beautiful.
two concepts, World War II, post-World War II, and atonal. Now, does
And
that
art.
necessarily... Yeah.
Art
and
is
okay,
almost
three
more important
concepts.
than atonality.
Okay. Now, is there a reason that you studied only the atonal music post-World War II, or made after World War II, or does atonal music go back before World War II?
Yes.
Or tell us about why
There's
are
a-
those two concepts together?
There's a Schoenberg is one that a lot of people know. Atonality is something that people started to move towards late. I might get this wrong even, but late 1800s, early 1900s, definitely the turn of the century in the Industrial Revolution. Like, people are moving beyond tonality, basically, and that's where we're finding that we can create our own rules and we can create something that has a process, basically.
Do you think that came out of World War II and then
No, World War II is really just the marking.
Okay.
Yeah, and specifically the stuff that I was studying. The reason that I guess post World War II is a good marker is it's stuff that's like coming out of like the late '60s, early '70s, the '80s.
I see.
Yeah, and there's also like the cool thing about the space that I was living in northern Italy is there was a large group of people that were both writing and performing like music in real time. And what I mean by that is like we would go to these shows and it's this group that plays new music. They're a new music group. And what they would do is someone would write something and it would be like the premiere of that piece that got written yesterday, and everyone would just like play through it. And it's all of this stuff that's like
Wow.
way beyond my head as a player in any
Right.
form, because it's all of these incredible extended techniques and ways to use the piano and different ways to use guitar and different ways to use all of these traditional instruments. And then kind of something different. Like I guess one way that we used to do it when I was in school, we used to have 24-hour music competitions,
Oh my.
music composition competitions.
Wow, I
So
love that.
we would get together, everyone who was writing, and we would get together, and then we'd have a whole bunch of volunteers of instrumentalists, basically. So it's all the
Wow.
composition people and all of the people who are performing, and some of them double because they're geniuses.
Where
Um,
was this?
This was in Iowa. I went to school at a place called Grinnell College in Iowa. It's this really tiny place in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so I went to Southern Utah University, and
Yeah.
they did this 24-hour theater
Oh, cool.
ritual. You know, it was, I think, the second weekend of every fall semester and maybe every spring semester, we got people who volunteered to be playwrights, and they wrote something down, like 10 pages or so, by 6 a.m. when they would
Yep.
turn it over to the directors and the actors, and we had to perform it at 7 p.m. the next night.
That's beautiful. That's exactly the same model, except the difference would be the one added component is right before we started. So we'd all meet at 6, and then we'd have a meeting with everyone together in the same room, and we'd basically put in a hat all of the instrumentalists that were there. And we'd put all of the instrumentalists that were willing to play one piece of music, two pieces of music, whatever. And then we'd just put a number generator in, and then you got spit out the things that you were writing for. So it's like trumpet and violin and percussion, or like flute and tuba and like hand drum.
Okay.
And I think, yeah, there's a whole bunch of wild stuff. And then so you write all night, and then you come together, and then the next day the show is at 7 p.m. So at some point in the morning you turn it over and you have rehearsals and everything, and you'd just have a show of 12 or 13 new compositions from all these different people.
Here's a fact. At SUU's 24-hour theater, they used to have this dictionary that they would get out every semester, go to a random page, turn to a random word, and tear out that word and give it to the playwright. So the same kinds of suggestions going on. It's just with the literature giving birth to play, and then physics giving birth to music. You got to have your boundaries, your instruments. Like, what are you what are your actual boundaries, and then how do you make your thing off of those requirements? It's such a similar ceremony.
Yeah,
That's
and I think the most beautiful thing about all of that is performance for me is something that always was really difficult growing up. A lot of people don't believe me, but I have a lot of fear in when I play music, and I've learned to just kind of like push to the playing music. This part is actually really difficult for me, like the talking, especially when there's no one here.
Oh, no, I get it, brother. People don't believe me, but I'm throwing up before every show, and I've been in so many musicals, so many plays, and people are like, "This is your bread and butter. This is where you thrive. This is where you fly." And then I'm like, "Well, yeah, but the captain gets sick sometimes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just something that happens."
No one likes to hear that the person on stage is terrified. It doesn't fit the mold. But I think the beautiful thing about those types of performances where it's you have a time limit, which is in a way not as much part of my process anymore.
Exactly.
But the lessons that it does teach, which are super important, is that nothing matters. Like anything that's finished or anything that's half finished, anything that gets said is what matters. Like it doesn't matter where it is at or what it sounds like, which is, I think, the piece that a lot of people really get hung up on, especially in art, especially art that people don't understand. But I think for the people that are creating, like it's invaluable to have that experience of, okay, I don't think this is done, but this is done, and like to have people be like, cool, I'm gonna play this for you, and like I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna breathe life into this way.
Real question is, how dedicated and persistent through the nerves would you be to play a World War II, post-World War II atonal piece?
I can't play any of that music. That's why I studied. that's why I studied watching it.
That's why you would be thrown up the half hour before.
No, it's really incredible stuff. Some of the stuff that I really drew towards is stuff that's called processualism or minimalism. If anyone's still out there and is interested in this, one that is a really clear-cut, amazing example of this is there's an American composer named Steve Reich, and he has some incredible music that is percussive based, or he does these things called phases. So basically he has this one song called clapping music, which is this pattern. Which in and of itself is very simple, but if you take that pattern and you put it on a piece of paper, and then you keep one constant, and then you shift the beat ahead a 16th note every time, or you basically shift the pattern one like you're doing a round, and then it makes itself kind of like move like this. So you have two different people that are playing, there are two different groups that are playing the same rhythm. One's holding constant, the other one's moving. You get these really incredible undulations of rhythm that happen in the weird spaces, and some of them sound super cool, and some of them you're like, what is happening right now? And so you have this experience when the performance is happening that it's moving from something super settling and safe, and then you get into the woods, and then you come back, and then you're not safe again, and it's just this wild thing. He has this other song called Piano Phase, which is very similar, which is basically two hands playing the same theme, and then one of them is gonna get increasingly faster and faster, but there's no real rules to it other than this one gets faster until it hits itself again.
Oh my. Okay.
So if you look up clapping music or piano phase.
Pattern dynamics.
It's a good example of the really beautiful art stuff.
It's pattern dynamics galore.
Yeah.
So Charlie, I have to tell you a couple things. We have 10 minutes, and I'll give it all to you. Another thing is, now what you have to do, because I know that you can do it, is you have to do those compositions that you were just talking about with your looping system.
I've thought about it. I've thought about
making
it. It's interesting. in a
we
way,
want to have you back. I want to tell you that we want to have you back someday soon, and that's what
Cool.
I think. That's what people. I think that's the highest bar we've accidentally just set for ourselves.
Well, in a way, you know, there would be something that could happen, because when I think about it, both of those pieces that I really like necessitate something being metrically perfect.
Yeah.
And a looper, once I set it, is something that's metrically perfect. So
That's
in a way,
right.
maybe that's why I fell into looping, because I
Probably.
love the repetitive, like, it's almost like repetitive drone music, but like all of the, like, everything you expect doesn't really happen the way that you think it's going to. So.
I have loved getting to know you, Charlie, and I think all the folks at home have too. And
Yeah, I appreciate the question.
we're all going to be friends, and we're all going to be rich, and we're all going to be laughing our heads
buy
off.
buy homes in the south of France.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to let you have 8 minutes straight. Check back in, and we will smoothly transition. Thank you, Charlie, for having us on today.
Thank you for having me. Everybody donate to Kayenta. It's an incredible resource and place that we have. And
You can
it's really
talk about
important.
that for 8 minutes if you want. Just kidding.
No, but seriously, donate to them. They need your money.
Thanks.
This next song is an original song called Collide.
Wind up my periscope, down your looking glass. You know I'm wonderful that these visions will last. Wind up my chilling spine, down your rabbit hole. I hope we find the time to collide and collide and collide. Pictures in my mind, they live in color. I wander back in time, oh brothers. It's just the thrill of a moment, lost in your golden glow. Firelights arise, and where are you? glass. You know I'm wonderful at these visions will last. Into my chilling spine, down your rabbit hole. I hope we find the time to collide, collide, collide again. Gracious in your stare, I must follow. 'Cause a flowing river turns into runs. You're so hard to swallow. So just follow the blood flow, wing through your veins. 'Cause the source of a moment is not your brains. And down, and gracious in your stare, I will follow. 'Cause a flowing river turns into yours. You're so hard to swallow. So just follow the blood flow, wing through your veins. 'Cause the source of a moment is not your brains. And look down, and into my periscope, down your looking glass. You know I'm wonderful if these visions will last. And up my chilling spine, down your rabbit hole. I hope we find the time to collide, collide, collide again. And up my periscope, down your looking glass. You know I'm wonderful that these visions will last. And up my chilling spine, down your rabbit hole. I hope we find the time to collide and collide and collide again.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Charlie, Do you have one more song?
I do have another song I could play. Yes.
We talked for a long time, and I want to give the folks at home some more you.
Okay. Cool.
So just one more, and then we will be live with Jonah Lutui. Do not go anywhere, people. Back to you, Charlie.
Let me choose. What do I want to play? Man, I have so much on here. Okay, I'm gonna do a really short cover of another fun looping song. That song was actually probably inspired subconsciously by this song. This is one of my favorite Radiohead songs. This is Weird Fishes.
hit the bottom. You hit the bottom and escape. You hit the bottom. You hit the bottom and escape. You hit the bottom. You hit the bottom and escape. You hit the bottom. Hit the bottom and escape.
Charlie Kessner.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for playing one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh. Yeah. In Rainbows in and of itself was
Yeah.
doing something different.
For
Giving an album
those-
away for free.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the band Radiohead wrote an album called In Rainbows and let people pay whatever they wanted for it,
Yeah.
even if it was free, because it was a true gift. And if you haven't heard In Rainbows, go out to Kayenta on a cold, dark, well, it's gonna be hot now, on a hot, dark night.
Mhm.
Pop in some headphones, go to Spotify or wherever you can find it. Preferably get the physical album and pop it in a Walkman.
Mhm.
Take big headphones that are so comfortable you don't even know they're there, and listen to In Rainbows by Radiohead. And there are tons of albums you can recommend, but Charlie brought it up. Thanks, Charlie.
It's a good suggestion. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate
Anything
it.
you want to share before we leave you to your own devices?
Donate to Kayenta. Donate to art. Even
Thank
if it's
you.
not Kayenta, it should be Kayenta tonight. But do what you can to support art. Do what you can to people that are creating. 'Cause
Thank you,
it's the energy
Charlie.
we need.
We
Cheers,
are.
y'all.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you,
Thank
so,
you so
much.
much.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Center for the Arts at Kayenta. We aim to have conversations like these that we've just been having about art. If you are just joining us, feel free later to go onto our Facebook page again and watch the whole thing from the beginning to end, because that was remarkable what Charlie was able to bring to the table. Where we're going to go now is back into our theater. We are gifted. We are being gifted by Sam Lutui again. He'll play a little bit for us tonight, but tonight it's about his son. Sam Lutui was on last week. Tonight it's about Jonah Lutui. Jonah's live with us, and he's going to share with us right now, to begin, some Sinatra, I believe. Take it away, Jonah.
All right. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel the glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh lovely. You never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you. That wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
Did you choose to be a crooner? Is it just something that is in your wheelhouse?
Well, no, not at first. My dad said old school will get you the ladies, so I listened to him.
Look at that smile on Dad's face. Old school will get you the ladies, and nothing could have taught you that lesson but the arts, ladies and gentlemen. Because there's an old school that's still very much alive in the arts, especially in music. Oh, Stephen Stay says there's too much gain up in the mix. Okay, I'll turn that down a little bit. Thanks, Stephen. Let me know, folks, if we have any audio issues going forward. I'm at the mixer, ready to fight for your right to party. And I believe we're going to have a tune from Sam. And definitely, or both of them, definitely let me know how the balance is between the guitar and the voice. We're using the same little plug to plug Jonah's tracks device into the board as would allow me to plug my own headphones in. So I'm moving forward without a way to hear all of this mix. So it's up to you guys. And thanks, Stephen, for making that first comment. What do you got for us now?
We're singing a little bit of country.
Country.
Josh Turner.
You're gonna sing. You're gonna sing, Josh.
Yeah.
You're gonna go country.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm just gonna let you keep going.
Here we go. Baby, lock them door and turn the lights down low. Put some music that's soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I want. What's the words? My bad.
Oh, what? I don't know. I just love the. You could sing anything, and I'd love it.
Oh shoot! I had a brain fart.
No, literally, just sing the beginning of the song again. In as many
Baby,
different
lock
ways as you
them
want.
door and turn the lights down low. Put some music that's soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I want to be your man. Sorry.
To be your man, is that it?
There's no hurry, don't you worry. We can take our time. Come a little closer, let's go over what I had in mind. Baby, lock them door and turn the lights down low. Put some music that's soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. Just want to be your man. Sorry. Well, the good thing about music and stuff is, we all mess up.
Yeah.
So.
And it's about the sound waves anyway. We dig the oldies, we dig the old patterns, but dude, more people are watching our stream now, and that's what counts. Because people are going, oh my gosh, copy and paste the URL. We got a kid that my aunt, that my aunt Susan needs to see. I don't know. They're doing their thing. thanks to everyone who are watching now. We're live at the Center for the Arts at Kayenta. Let me just put the little brand on the screen like I learned how to do today. Look at it up in the top right. Cute. I don't know how to move it down anywhere else, so that's where it's going to stay for now. Hey, Alan, could you move the camera in a bit closer on these guys? Kind of sounds like we're going into a softer number. Alan Holben is our amazing photographer. I'm not sure if he wants a shout out or also videographer. Oh, and he's just doing what they know how to do, which is zoom in the shot. It's really advanced. I would have to move the whole camera forward. But what are we going to hear from you now, gentlemen?
We're gonna do some classical country. Jim Reeves.
Classical country. Okay. Take it away.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Whisper to me, tell me, do you love me true? Or is he holding you the way I do? Though love is blind, make up your mind, I got to know. Will you hang up or will you tell him he'll have to go? You can't say the words I want to hear when you're with another man. Do you want me answer yes or no? Darling, I will understand. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. Tell him, you can tell him he'll have to go.
We will tell him he has to go. What singer are you most like? You're like so many. I mean, I guess that's why you're doing all these songs. But have you come up with who you're most like?
I really like Frank Sinatra, so
We
that's
don't mean, oh, that's good. We don't mean to compare you to everybody, but it's a fun thing to do as a listener.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for training our ear just that much more. He likes Sinatra, so when his birthday comes around, I'm sure you can be inspired to find him a Sinatra-flavored gift. What are we going into now?
A little reggae.
Reggae.
Some reggae.
Do you like reggae?
Yeah, of course. It's in my roots.
Me too.
Well, so I mean, throughout this COVID-19, I can't really go to school, but when I was going to school, it's kind of checking out this girl, Dad. Can I sing about it?
Tell him.
I'll tell them. All right.
Okay.
I know a girl that goes to my school. Every time she sees me, she plays a fool. I don't know what to say, don't know what to do. But one thing I know, I never fall in love with you. No, I never fall in love. No, I never fall in love. No, I never fall in love with you.
Slamming my name all over the place. She's the kind of girl that make you look up this way. She's the type of girl who wants the world. Give her the love that she doesn't deserve. No, I never fall in love. No, I never fall in love. No, I never fall in love with you.
That was smart, but can I break it down?
Break it down. You go down.
A bidida bumba, bidida bumba bay. A bidida bumba, bidida bumba bay. Me no drink no coffee, no, me no drink no tea. Please wipe off that lipstick before you kiss me. The higher the mountain, the cooler the breeze. The younger the couple, the tighter they squeeze.
Whoa, yeah. Said whoa, yeah.
Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times. Give it to me 3 times. Give it to me 100 times. 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
That's fun. Thanks for bringing some fun out to the folks at home. That's probably all they need tonight. We can all go home. We've had the fun we need. No, I know it's just getting started. Art is fun. We've been talking about art pretty deeply with Charlie Kessner tonight and deeply with others before on shows past. But seriously, guys, if you're not missing out on just, hey, it's delicious, it's fun, don't miss out on that about the arts, about the musicals, the, Chicago, the Merrily We Roll Along, the weird stuff, the fun stuff, the stuff that doesn't make sense but is catchy anyway. That's what I like. Well, I like everything in the arts, really. Are we going to have one with the track next?
Yes.
Okay, the full orchestra is joining us from whatever studio they were recorded in. Thank you, orchestra. And thanks for everyone who's recorded art that is just free for everyone now because of the internet. Bob Marley, totally free everywhere you go. The world should be listening to music. Is the track playing?
It's going to.
Okay. Oh.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there waiting for me. If I could fly like birds on high and straight through her arms, I'll go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt my heart will lead me there through. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. You guys are enjoying this?
Now, thank you for that. Now, who wrote that?
Well, Bobby Darin. That's a classic. Everybody, if you don't know who he is, you can hear him off of what is it, Nemo at the end.
Finding Nemo?
Finding Nemo at the titles at the end.
Did you say Bobby Darin?
Yeah.
You said? Man, I hope so many people are watching right now that remember what it was like when that music came out. And we're in shows in the future, we hope to bring out a lot of the golden oldies. We hope to bring out Hank Williams. We hope to bring out, one that I want to bring out, that I want to hear someone do, is Etta James. I want to hear some. Who was the one that sang "Strange Fruit"? Billie Holiday, I think it is. Anyway, there's so much good music. We're only getting started. And the thing I love about this show is that we can just find ourselves in a new cafe or a new restaurant or a new setting, because all of these songs have settings just kind of involuntarily associated with them. Like what's the next one?
Do another.
What do you want me to do, Monza?
Let's do detail more,
Okay.
and then we'll go into that. But you gotta sing into the mic and get feedback. You gotta sing right to the mic.
All right. Well,
Where's this one from?
this is from a musical that my first musical ever. It's South Pacific, and we're singing Dites-moi. I played Jerome in the Utah Shakespeare Festival in 2015.
I saw that.
So you saw me
I did
shirtless.
see you do.
Shirtless, running around as a little kid.
So him and my daughter were both in that.
Really? Wait, who'd your daughter play?
No, the two kids were him and my daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Small world.
Small world.
Well,
All right.
well, yeah, we'll sing it.
Yeah, so going into the musical theater part. So those of you familiar with this, dites-moi.
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi, chère mademoiselle, est-ce que et parce que vous m'aimez.
All right, okay, now we gotta do this country style.
What?
Dites-moi, country style.
Country style.
Pull out your country roots. Here we go.
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi j'ai mademoiselle, est-ce que et parce que et vous aimez.
All right.
And just like that, the world's a better place.
How about we do dites-moi reggae style?
All right, let's see. Okay, let's see, how can we do this? Rusty. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi, chère mademoiselle, est-ce que et parce que et vous aimez Rastaman.
And
Okay,
just,
hip hop.
I don't know what kind of place the world is now.
Dites-moi hip hop style. We're trying to include every genre. Here we go.
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi, chère mademoiselle, laissez que et passez que et vous aimez. Wicko.
This is lovely.
Start some opera.
Okay.
What?
Opera. Let's try to teach them more opera style.
Musically opera, like Phantom of the Opera?
Like Phantom of the Opera.
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi, chère mademoiselle, c'est que, parce que vous m'aimez. Thank you.
There are plenty of other genres, guys.
Plenty more. We'll keep it right there for now.
I think that said everything that I've ever wanted to say about the arts way more clearly than I could have ever said it. I think my job is done, and I think I'm just ready for more.
We'll move on to the piano.
All right.
Introduce this one. And we got family from friends from New Zealand, so dedicated to them, Jonah.
Are you going to sing with this one, Sam?
No, I'm just gonna play.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Step into my heart. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you will be given this key to this world of mine. I'll be waiting here with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world.
We're so lucky to have you guys here.
Oh.
So lucky to have you on in this COVID crisis. I think we've forgotten about the COVID crisis completely. And I'm sorry for bringing it up. Folks at home, truly apologize. But, you know, as a historical record, this is going to be recorded forever, and we might as well talk about what's happening, seeing as history's down to the primary observer, really. You don't have a better source than that. How do you guys feel about everything going on, and how do you stay on top of it?
Well, I mean, my dad keeps me on top of it with the yard work, so I have more time at home, so he puts me to work. But I mean, no,
Good job,
it is
son.
crazy. really crazy. I'm not going to school right now. I mean, I'm doing online school.
Yeah, what is that like?
Really, really difficult when
Yeah.
when you have college classes and
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out what to do, and especially when you have tests online when people can cheat, which I don't. Putting out there, I don't cheat.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's definitely difficult and something I would have never imagined of doing.
Is there a way to get as much time with your professors as you want, or are they pretty unavailable?
Well, everybody's contacting out at them at the same time, so it's pretty
Yeah.
hard. Pretty hard, but
boy.
when the time comes, it's really nice.
You used to. Were you in college when you played football?
No, I mean, so I do college classes in high school. I'm still in high school.
Oh.
I'm only 16.
Oh, that's right. You are 16.
Yeah, and I was a
didn't-
freshman.
I didn't put
in
two
high
and two
school.
together. And I heard you sing first like a year ago or something.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it was just all right. A 15-year-old object in the universe makes that sound. Like
Thank you.
stars make light, Earth makes people, and that person makes that. It's like great. We want more of that. You're a fine example of the human race. I'm just telling you now.
Thank you.
Especially because you don't cheat on tests.
Thank you.
I cheated on a test when I was in fourth grade. That was
Oh.
the first time I cheated. I probably cheated, but that's the one I remember. I don't remember any of the other ones if I ever did them, because that was the first time I did it, and I knew it was a big decision to make in life. But I wanted to be right more than I wanted to be honest, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, sorry for taking it there, but
It's all good.
Sam, what about you? How you dealing with all this?
Doing great, man. You know, it's
Good.
as good as it can be. Just got to keep moving forward. It's a good time to just have everybody just stay still and be home and with families, and so. But it's been good, you know.
I think it's going to be really.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
You know.
And so I've been just making these little videos of just pulling out, you know, little instruments from the stories, and
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
so. But yeah, it's fun, and you know, get to check your reality and humanity a little bit. So
I was kind of ahead of the curve as a workaholic here at the Center for the Arts at Kayenta. I was working like 80 hours a week for like 11 months at one point. At one point, I say for 11 months. Well, that was at one point. But, well, and it was an average. You know, I didn't always get up to 80. But like, it burned me out. And then I thought, I need more time with my family. I need more time alone. I need more time just calling my friends, just being on the phone with them. And then a few months later, this whole thing happened. I was like, wow, that was nice. It's now mandatorily nice.
Yeah.
that's a new term. You just coined that.
Yeah, you know, the state has mandated that things are nice now. Well, in this negative space of stress, in this this pause, this great pause of life, in this the same place where before and during wars, people broadcast art out. I mean, this is my great-grandparents back in Germany, broadcasting as much of the arts as they could in these times of need, these times of upheaval or just change. What are we going to hear from you next?
Well, I wrote a song for a girl, my first song in 9th grade,
This is good.
right after my injury, because she was there. So I'm gonna.
And this was a football injury?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Where are you going?
Grabbing another.
Oh, he's grabbing another guitar. Let me set up another mic for you.
extra mile to the times that we talk, to the times our hands lock. I would love to say you're mine, but I'll wait when it's time, lovely girl. Lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl. I try to impress her a lot, thinking I do, but I do not. I just got to roll with the flow. When I see her, my heart just grows, making her laugh all the time, crushing on her should be a crime. Texting her all night, it feels like love at first sight. But when we laugh in sync, I totally think I could do this all day. 2 words I love to say, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl. Je t'aime tellement tu es belle. J'ai pour les déclés en français, et en anglais. Je vais aussi de vous tous les jours. J'ai peint de joie et toi, chantant pour toi, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl.
I want everyone listening at home to take the girl you're thinking of right now, you're thinking of during him playing that song, and I want you to write them a letter. Get out the pen, get out the paper, let her smell your ink. Even if you're a girl thinking of a girl, do it. If you're a guy thinking of a guy, I don't know, that song is about a girl. But do whatever you want.
Just grabbing the features.
Little Bob Martin.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, whoa, singing don't worry
Don't you worry,
about a thing,
don't worry about a thing, love.
'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning smiling at the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry, don't you worry about a thing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Take it away, Dad.
I woke up this morning, smiling at the rising sun, with 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, we're singing sweet songs, your melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. We're singing, don't worry,
Don't you worry,
about a thing,
don't worry about a thing.
'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Oh, whoa,
Baby, don't you worry,
don't you worry, don't worry about a thing.
'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. be all right. Bam!
You heard it here first. Every little thing's gonna be all right. You think your toothbrush is in the wrong place right now? No, it's gonna be all right. You don't got a tent and you want to go camping? Every little thing's gonna be all right. That's right. You want a video camera to start your own company? You don't have one? Every little thing's gonna be all right. You want a grand
We'll talk
piano?
about things.
It's all the little things. They're gonna be all right. Come on, people. You know it's gonna be all right. Is this a song?
Yeah. Wise men say only fools rush in, for I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely through the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely through the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I can't help falling in love with you.
Wow. For those of you that don't know, Elvis Presley did not write any of his songs, but whoever wrote them, they'll stay in our hearts forever. What's next, guy?
But you gotta sing to the mic.
Yeah. Play on the track.
Shout out to everybody out there who's coming on the page, friends and family, and everybody's coming in. Much love to you all. Come and like the page here at Kayenta, Center of the Arts Village.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city it's up to you.
Jonah,
Yes, sir.
I am ready for the official start of your career. What that means is the following.
Oh, no.
Come out and kneel before me. Alan, make sure you're getting this. Jonah Lutui, by the power vested in me by the state of the arts at Kayenta, I dub thee the Tongan Sinatra. You may rise. Tell every gig that you have now that you're the Tongan Sinatra.
I am the Tongan Sinatra as of right now.
And we have time for one more song.
Yes. Do another track.
Another track.
It's like being knighted by the Crocodile Dundee.
I didn't think about this moment when I got dressed this morning.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Much love to all of you out there that tuned in. And that song over there in New York goes out to all my friends out there in New York who are actors and singers and performers out there who are just...
I've been to New York. I love the people of New York.
Yes.
After 9/11, they all became your best friend.
Yeah.
And I wish everyone in New York that I met or that I saw, just that you're hanging in there. I have friends in New York, Jane, Alec, Carly. I'm sure there are more, but I love you guys. I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
Are we going to have a song from the iPhone?
Yeah,
The track?
we're
Okay.
do another
beautiful.
track, but I just
Beautiful.
want to give a shout out to all those friends out there. Hold tight. A lot of performers. At times like this, everybody's isolated, quarantined. What do they turn to? To their TV and their devices and listening to music and watching shows, right?
That's right.
And those are all made possible by performers, writers,
We're
directors, producers,
Trying to bring them the best we can.
everybody. And you're doing a great thing.
Thanks, Sam.
Chris Whiteside.
Oh, yeah, okay. For those of you who weren't there last week.
It's funny. I thought it like I'm saying it, but because I couldn't hear, I don't have a monitor in my ear,
Right.
So I'm thinking in my head that I'm saying half of what my thought is, or I'm saying the words are coming out. Half of what's in my head always comes out of my mouth.
Huh.
Ask my wife.
That's very, very interesting.
He's online.
But anyway,
Now, there was a guy named Oliver Sacks. He wrote a book about all sorts of weird mental conditions, and that is he had a love for music, a love for the arts. He had a synesthesia where Bach was orange to him, and he would just put headphones on and just experience this orange world. Do you have any synesthesia like that? Are music colors for you or anything?
all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's why I do this.
Yes.
A crazy, weird hack into my own brain.
That's right.
What about you, Jonah?
Same.
Oh my gosh. Is this the first time we're all talking about it?
Yes,
Yeah. I think most people have that, but nobody wants to admit it.
Well, I think the
Yeah.
language itself is that. Because
Yeah.
like these are weird small mouth noises coming out of my mouth. But we just knighted Jonah
With a
into
machete.
with a machete, yeah. Into a new identity. And it's like when I say machete, that's just noises coming out of my mouth, just like all music is. But you know it means something.
Yeah.
And you know what that thing is, and that's synesthesia. And artists are like very conscious of the synesthesia that they have.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Anyway, and and like I said, a shout out to all those friends in New York. Much love to you guys, and family and friends all around the world that are tuning in and watching. Love to you all. And this will be our final song, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm gonna end it off in a little musical theater type of piece. It's kind of different. I was in last year. Our high school did Starlight Express, so I'm gonna sing a little bit of Papa Blues because I was Papa.
Nice.
So Papa McCoy. So let's dive right into it. Yeah! time. Yeah. I said the first line of the blues is always sung the second time. Yeah. 'Cause by the time you get to the third line, you had time to think of a rhyme. Yo, there's a law that says the third line has to be different at all, different at all, different at all, y'all. I said there's no law that says there's no line different at all, y'all. I said there's no law that says the third line has to be different at all, y'all. Yeah. Never borrow, no matter again. Not even from your best friend. I said never borrow, no matter again. Not even from your best friend. And the second's gonna get you in the end. Get you in the end.
We are so grateful for you, Jonah Lutui and Sam Lutui. That is how you say your name, right? Yep.
Yes, sir.
I want to get it right forever. That's no dig at you. By the way, my name is Chris Whiteside. I'm your host. And we're at the Center for the Arts at Kayenta. You can donate more to conversations and songs, performances like these at kayentaarts.com/donate, I believe. See you next weekend. See you for way more. We got lectures coming up. We got all sorts of things, classes. We got more Jonah. We got more Sam. We got more family and more love for you. Good night.
See ya. Ofatu.